All right, business news now. Stephen Carroll is here, starting with a frustrating few hours for users of WhatsApp.
The messaging service went offline for users around the world for several hours late on Wednesday. WhatsApp has apologised in a statement, announcing that the problem has now been fixed. The Facebook-owned service has more than 1.2 billion users around the world. In its major market of Brazil, the service was down for around 2.5 hours. The statement didn't give any reason for the outage, though.
Meanwhile, Facebook has published its latest financial results.
It's mostly good news for the social network. Profits and revenues jumped in the first 3 months of the year, and the number of people using Facebook at least once a month rose to almost 2 billion. As it expands, though, the social network has been facing new challenges. It's announced it's hiring 3,000 new moderators to police inappropriate content on Facebook. Catherine Clifford has the story.
Exceeding expectations with latest quarterly results, Facebook's profits surged by 76% to $3.1 billion, while revenues were up by almost half to $8 billion. This boost in revenue comes from advertising, particularly mobile ads. But the social media giant says it expects a major drop in revenue growth for the rest of the year, coming up against the limit of how many ads it can cram onto users' news feeds without driving them away. It's also recorded a surge in users, with those logging in once a month or more hitting 1.94 billion. That's a quarter of the world's population, including 1.3 billion logging in daily. Meanwhile, CEO Zuckerberg's announced he's hiring 3,000 staff to review content. Last week, a video of a man killing his baby daughter in Thailand was viewed over 370,000 times before Facebook removed the video a day later.
Making an announcement and doing whatever they can to prevent everything from posts that are violent being posted on their sites, to trying to fight fake news. All of that is very important to their shareholder base and to the value that they're creating.
Paying visits to different US communities to learn about how they use Facebook, Zuckerberg says his priority is now building community, saying the size of his site's user base means an opportunity to branch out into TV, healthcare, and politics.
Facebook fell 2.5% in after-hours trading on Wall Street. Investors concerned about that warning of a slowdown in revenue growth. Meanwhile, there was lots of focus on comments from America's central bank, which left interest rates unchanged on Wednesday. The Federal Reserve saying it believes the recent slowdown in US economic growth is likely to be temporary. The bank still seems on course to raise interest rates as early as next month. We're looking at how shares are trading today. We've got European markets starting the day in the green. Lots of companies news around today. We'll get some of the details in a moment. One company I have picked out for you, though, is Adidas. The sportswear maker's shares up 3% in Germany after their results. Over on the Asian markets, bit of a quieter day there. Japanese markets are closed for the Golden Week holiday. The Kospi in Seoul having a good day, though. It hit a record high during trading earlier. I look now at some of those companies' results for you. And earnings at the oil giant Shell more than doubled in the first 3 months of the year. The company says the benefit of higher oil prices helps the key measure of profit, which is current cost of supply basis, jump to $3.8 billion. The results follow similarly upbeat numbers from rivals BP and ExxonMobil in recent days. The French bank Société Générale has paid almost €1 billion to settle allegations of corruption and bribery by Libya's state investment fund. The claims relate to 5 transactions between 2007 and 2009. Settlement led to a surprise drop in the French lender's profits in the first quarter. Shares in the bank down over 2% in Paris at the open. HSBC has reported better than expected profits for the first 3 months of the year. The bank's pre-tax adjusted figure was almost $6 billion for the period, boosted by higher interest rates and a weaker dollar. Comes after HSBC's last financial report disappointed investors and sent its share price tumbling.
And finally from you, Stephen, more news is proving to be good news for one company.
And that's the New York Times. They had their best quarter ever for adding new subscribers, thanks to continued interest in Donald Trump's presidency. Almost 350,000 people signed up to the paper in the first 3 months of 2017. In total, the New York Times now has 3.2 million subscribers, 2.2 million of those using just the digital version. Shares in the New York Times company jumped by over 12% after trading on Wall Street. The Trump bump strikes again, Will.
Trump bump. Will it ever end? I don't know. We'll find out more with the business news later on. Stephen Carroll with the business news. Let's